Okay, the first thing it says is write the following in point slope form. First thing I want to make sure that you guys remember, point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, when it says x1 and y1, that just means when you are given a point, okay, whatever that point is, whatever that number is. So, for example, wait, what was this problem? It was 2, 6. So we had the point 2, 6, and we were given the slope of 3/4. All right, so this is the point that they give you is x1, y1. So all you're doing is you're starting, you're going to have y, and then it's minus whatever your y number is. Your y number was given as 6, so you'll put the 6 in there. Equals m. M is the slope, so I'm going to put in there the 3/4. Parentheses, x minus whatever the x number is. The x number is 2. This is your equation in point slope form. Now, if I asked you to move it, so again, this is point slope. If I asked you to move it and put it into slope intercept, slope intercept is y equals mx plus b. So to do that, what you would do up here is you would multiply these. I would have y minus 6 equals 3/4 x. Now, 3/4 times 2, negative 2. If you don't know what it is, put it in the calculator. 3 divide 4 times, put that in parentheses, negative 2. You'll end up with, when you do it by hand, it's 3/4 times 2/1, which is 6/4. You multiply across, and then you reduce it. You would get 3/2. Now, I'm going to add 6 to each side. Y equals 3/4 x. And if you take negative 3/2, put it in the calculator, negative 3/2 plus 6. It's going to give you positive. You have to press math, enter, but one of the ways you could do it is 5. We have 3/2, yeah. 5 and, no, not 5, 4 and 1/2. Okay, or it gives you 9/2. All right, the next one says if you have 2 points. So I've got 2, negative 2, and the other point was 6/4. 6/4. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Oops. Okay, the problem is I have points, but I don't have a slope. To get a slope, I need to find delta y over delta x. Now, some people, what you did, you didn't put it in the table correctly. Remember, it goes x then y. X then y. So I have 2, negative 2. Did you put it in the table right? 6/4. Then I'm going to do delta y. To change in y right here is plus 6. Delta x plus 4. Delta y over delta x. Remember, it's y over x. 6/4, and that reduces to 3/2. This is my slope. It doesn't matter which point you use. I'll do 6/4 first. You should have gotten y minus 4 equals 3/2 times x minus 6. Or y minus, now the y number this time is negative 2, so that makes it positive 2, equals, the slope is still 3/2, x minus the x number, which is 2. So either one of those I took for the answer. The next set of problems, it asks you to write them into slope-intercept form. Let's see if I can clone this. That'll be nicer. Copy. There we go. Paste. There we go. All right. Put it into slope-intercept form. That means y equals mx plus b. First thing you do, like I did on number 1, is multiply those two. Y minus 7 equals negative 2 times x, negative 2x, negative 2 times 1, negative 2. Then you should have added 7 to each side. Y equals negative 2x plus 5. Should have been your answer. What does this tell me? It tells me my slope is negative 2. It tells me my y-intercept is 0, 5. Remember, we did that so that we could graph earlier in this year, starting at 0, 5 and working on the slope. All right, number 4. On number 4, this is in standard form. You were supposed to put it in slope-intercept. You would have subtracted 5x from each side. Get negative 4y equals negative 5x plus 10. Then you're going to divide by negative 4. Now, I get y equals a negative divided by a negative is a positive. 5/4 x. Then this, take 10 divided by negative 4, press math, enter, enter, and reduce it. You should have got minus 5/2. This is your answer. That's slope-intercept form. You could have put it as y equals 5/4 x minus 2.5. All right, the next ones, the last two, says put the following in standard form. Well, let me take this one, copy. All right, put it into standard form. This is actually in slope-intercept. What if from this right here, before I put it into standard form, tell me what is the point that they are using? It's the x number, 2, and then what's this number, the y number? Is it positive 8 or negative 8? It's negative 8. Then the slope is 6. All right, so to put it into standard form is ax plus by equals c. Remember, x and y have to be on the same side. Remember, a is supposed to be positive and a whole number. Oh, I can't spell whole. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is the distributive property. Y plus 8 equals 6x minus 12. Then I subtract 8 from each side. Y equals 6x minus 20. Now, is this standard form? No, what is that? Slope-intercept. So now to put it in a standard form, I need to move my x to the left. So I'm going to subtract 6x from each side. This is what some of y'all did. You went through and you got negative 6x plus y equals negative 20. But what did I tell you that the x had to be? A positive. So if I change it to a positive, you have to change everything. Minus y equals 20. This is standard form. The last one. All right. This one isn't even in point slope formula. It's just an equation written in y equals. First, I need to do the distributive property. You need to multiply these. Y equals 6x plus 10. This is slope-intercept. My slope is 6. My y-intercept is 0, 10. To move it into standard form, I need to move my 6x over here to the left. So I'm going to subtract 6x from each side. Now I have negative 6x plus y equals 10. But x cannot be negative. So I've got to have 6x minus y equals negative 10. That's what your answer should have been right here. The sheet you have for today says, it says equation bullseye. Fill in the missing pieces based on the format given in each ring. Use clues from each given format and the point to help you determine the missing pieces. Okay. So right on the outer ring it says point slope form. The next ring is standard form, then slope intercept, then slope, and then the point. Okay, so what it means is this. So let's do one of these together. Let me start over here with this one on the left that says point slope form. It's kind of written all sideways. But the point they use, is my marker going to work? Oh, hey. Let's see if I can. Hoping it'll work. All right. See, the point, as it goes through here, the point's going to be right here. The x number is 3, and the y number is negative 4. In this right here, what do they give us? What is the slope? Negative 4. That's that number right there. So right here in this box, I'll put negative 4. Then they want us to write this equation in slope-intercept form. So let's see. If I write it out here so that I can read it, y plus 4 equals negative 4 times x minus 3. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is the distributive property. So I get y plus 4 equals negative 4 times x, negative 4x, negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12. Now move the 4 to the left. So I'm going to subtract 4 from each side. Y equals negative 4x plus 8. That's slope-intercept. So I'm going to put that here. Y equals negative 4x plus 8. Now I have to take it and move it into standard form. Well, that means I've got to move my x's and over to the left with my y's. Well, all I'm going to do with this one is add 4x to each side. I get 4, there we go, I can't see it. 4x plus y equals 8. I said that my a, that with the number with the x, has to be positive. Is it positive? Yes. And it's supposed to be a whole number, and it works. So my answer right here would be 4x plus y equals 8. Now, just like this one over here, okay, there in slope-intercept, what's my slope? 2 over 3. So now that I have my slope and my point, I can write it in point slope form. Y minus, there's y1, so it would become plus 4 equals, you put your slope in there, 2/3 times x minus the x number. The x number is 3. All you do is plug those into the formula to be able to come up with your number. Now you have the other parts right here to fill in. Okay, I want you to finish those and do that right now, please. So if I take this one in, well, I wouldn't take it in point slope, would I? I'm going to make one in standard form, so I'm going to do y. Where'd my pen go? Whoa, didn't want to do that. Oh, that stinks. I can't believe I just did that. Okay. So let's see. This one was y plus 4 equals 2/3 x minus 3. Okay. Now, if I want to move this into standard form, so I have y equals 2/3 x plus 6. I'm going to move the 2/3 over here to the left. So I'm going to subtract 2/3 x from each side. I've got negative 2/3 x plus y equals 6. Now I said that I can't have it negative, so I'm going to change it all to positive, or change the sign, this to positive, the y goes negative, and the 6 goes negative. But now I can't have a fraction. So I'm going to multiply the entire thing by the denominator, which is 3. So 3 times 2/3, that makes this denominator cross out. So I'm going to get 2x, then 3 times negative y, negative 3y. 3 times negative 6 equals negative 18. So right here I've got 2x minus 3y equals negative 18. All right, this was what, negative 4. Help me fill this in back real quick. What was slope intercept right here? Y. On this one, guys, what was it? Negative 4x plus 8. And what was this one? Oh, just 4x plus y equals 8. All right. And this one right here was 2/3. Okay. So I hope it doesn't go away when I move this down. Watch, it probably will. Oh, it all stays. Fabulous. All right, nice try for that. All right, this right here. Let's do this one. 2x minus y equals 10. If I want to put that into slope intercept form, let me try and erase. All right, so I'm going to do 2x minus y equals 10. Let me put in a slope intercept. I'm going to subtract 2x from each side. I get negative y equals negative 2x plus 10. I'm going to divide everything by negative 1. I get y equals 2x minus 10. That's what's going to go in here. Y equals 2x minus 10. Out of here, I get my slope. My slope is 2. Now I can write my equation in point slope formula. Y, since it's minus 4, it's plus 4, equals the slope, which is 2, times x minus 3. Now, let's see, from here, let's see, there I've got a point, and let's do this one on 5. Let's go down here and write it in point slope form. Y minus negative 4 is plus 4 equals, my slope is 5 times x minus 3. There's what it is in slope point slope form. So I've got y plus 4 equals 5 times x minus 3. You're talking about the point? It gives it right here. You're always having that point. So now I'm going to do the distributive property right here. Y plus 4 equals 5 times x, 5x. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. Subtract 4 from each side. Y equals 5x minus 19. That's slope intercept. Now, if I move that to make it into standard form, I have to move my 5x to the left. So I need to subtract 5x from each side. I get negative 5x plus y equals negative 19. All right, come on, Pin. Holy moly. Okay, I don't even know what's happening anymore. Negative 19. Now, this x cannot be negative, so if I change it to positive, the y changes to negative, and the 19 changes to positive. So I get 5x minus y equals 19. Now, all y'all have to do is finish this last one right here, and then you need to turn this in. Do that now, please.